Okay, before we actually get started, there's a story that went like nationwide viral that happened here in Sacramento that I feel like we should talk about for a minute. You guys heard the Taqueria Garibaldi story?
No, I thought you were going to bring
David Garibaldi?
No.
Oh,
I thought you were going to bring up the alligator.
Oh, what alligator?
I think there's national news. There's like an alligator in Fair Oaks.
oh yeah. That was someone's pet though. That got out.
That can't be allowed.
Oh no, definitely not. Definitely not. Yeah, they found an alligator around. They got out, and it was in the waters here.
I think that made national news too.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like, "What's a gator doing up here?" Like, there's no chance.
That's scary. I think this is worse though. I think this is quite a bit.
I think
worse.
I know what story you're talking about.
Yeah.
All right. What was it?
So I'm just going to read from the Washington Post article here. The owners of a Northern California taqueria chain will pay $140,000 in back wages and damages after federal investigators found they used a fake priest to elicit confessions of wrongdoing from their employees.
Why are they getting sued? I feel like that's good HR.
No, it's bad HR. It's the worst HR.
Why? You're just helping your team.
No, you're
Feel
not. No, you're not. The questions were all about the business. They were not. None of it was personal issues, and it was a fake priest. It wasn't a real priest.
Well, then I blame.
But if it was a real priest,
I blame the users then.
Yeah.
Because if you go to confession, the priest ain't asking you questions.
Well, yeah, but maybe I don't know how lapsed these Catholics were. I have no idea.
Yeah, that's why I blame the user error.
Well, I also mean it.
If you're a good Catholic, you know what you're doing when you go into confession, and it's not an interview.
Okay.
I just don't get how you can openly admit to stealing from a company and then profit from that.
Where's the steal? Sorry, did I mishear?
Well, they got them to admit to like stealing from the restaurant.
Oh, yeah.
Well, no,
like
they
that.
asked them if they did. I don't think they actually. I don't know.
think
I don't know if anybody
actually
admitted
did.
to anything.
I think they did. I think I read that. You sent it to the group chat.
Yeah.
When it happened, I read it. I'm pretty sure it said in there like they asked some questions and got basically like about if you'd ever stolen from the company and this
Catholic
and that.
valor,
And
stolen
people were-
Catholic valor.
And people were fired based off of their like answers.
Yeah, I didn't see that in this
Maybe,
article.
maybe I saw a different one.
I've only read it in this one.
Okay.
Yeah, for my Catholic friends out there, yeah, they don't interview you up in that bitch. So as soon as I'm sitting down like, Father, forgive me for I have sinned, and then he starts asking me about my job, I'm out. Say, hey, you fraud. God
Yeah,
doesn't
that
care
is
about
strange.
me flipping T's.
I think it's
So, you been stealing from the register? Or?
it's a different dynamic though if you know that your boss brought the person in.
I don't. I mean, there's no confession is confession in the Catholic Church. So I don't.
But
care.
this was a Mexican restaurant, not a Catholic church. The rules are different.
No,
Some
I don't
would say
think
those
so.
are the same things in some parts.
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think so. Confession is a sacrament to us. So like, if you're an actual Catholic, you know what to expect. It's like standardized.
I also don't know whether this was only Catholics
But confession
that they ran this through.
Oh, probably not. But confession is a Catholic sacrament. Like it's a Catholic thing.
Yeah.
Right. Like communion. Like other Christianities, sects started taking from us. But
have you ever gone to a different church where they had a little bit different take on it?
yeah, but not like
On
that.
Catholicism?
It's not like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's usually pretty.
No, it's standard
not
as fuck.
It's not as broad like Christianity, like standard,
Right.
like Baptist Christian or whatever.
Yeah.
There's a million of different branches of those.
Yeah, Catholic's standard.
Catholic's
as fuck.
pretty. Well, there's like super like Southern traditional Catholic, right? Like old school, like deep, long hums and stuff like
a little
that.
bit, and there's some masses
Smells
you'll
and
go
bells.
to that will literally be spoken in Latin, right?
Yeah.
Like there's some variations there for sure, but like the sacraments are pretty fucking standard.
Yeah.
It's all pretty
I
standardized.
grew up in like a more Christian style church when my mom was pretty religious, is pretty religious. I went to a wedding in North Carolina at a Catholic church that was like, it was like going back in time. It was crazy. It was like apparently Mother Teresa was a part of building this certain.
Oh,
Like it
shit.
was like it had deep history where we were at. I mean, and you go in there and like there's this little like 5'3", like 90-year-old dude doing the sermon with the long hums. Like you felt like you were in like the Vatican or some shit. It was crazy.
There, as a kid,
It was like 3 hours.
I wouldn't really recognize it, but like even now, I feel I haven't been to a Catholic church in a while, besides like funerals. But you go in and like it always kind of felt like that to me as a kid, because like all my priests had an accent or were from somewhere else.
Yeah.
You know, like whether it be India or Italy or like they're from another nation, and then so they all and they're all over like 55. None of them were young. And then when you do, like, even, you know, mine fucking is right up the street, my Catholic church, but you walk in there and it feels like you're in Europe. You know, there's stained glass fucking everywhere and gold everywhere. Like,
huge Catholic scene in Sacramento. Massive church scene.
church and
Catholic
scene, even just Christianity. What's the big ass one in fucking Rockland?
Yeah, Christianity. Those are kind of, we're talking like the same branch, right?
Ish, but like
yes and no.
The standardization of the old school shit is so Catholic. Like you said, like the Christianities, each church can take on their own shit. Where Catholic, I really do feel like is pretty standardized. But what's the giant ass one by like Topgolf? We have like basically a mega church here, like a Texas.
We have a couple of
There's
those.
a couple. There's one in Rancho.
Yeah, the biggest one I know is the one in Rockland, and that's where like all the politicians go.
Yeah.
All those motherfuckers will be up there. Not Bayview or something.
No, something like that. There's something like that.
Yeah,
I have
right
some friends that like sing at that huge one. That has like literally like a Starbucks inside of it. Not
Yeah,
kidding.
it might
it's like the righteous gemstones, like the show.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Bayside
Weird shit.
Bayside.
Is it Bayside?
Yeah, I think it's
knew it was
Bayside,
Bay.
yeah.
Yeah, that's the giant one in Rockland.
Yeah.
I just know all the politicians, everyone will be rolling there.
Yeah,
It's
you
right
go
by,
in there. They got like
Topgolf.
monster truck show going on.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. Yeah, I've never really been to nothing like that.
Do you know that's it's wild, dude?
Yeah, it's out there.
Well, anyway, I don't think that the religious buyer beware really absolves them of the guilt of bringing in a fake priest
No.
to get people to
No.
confess. I think that's
Yeah, it's probably illegal.
No.
Or obviously it is illegal,
yeah.
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 That's fucked.
but also kind of funny that they thought like that was the way of going about it.
Yeah.
Kind of sneaky. Kind of wise.
Kind of craven.
Yeah, if you just think someone's firing or stealing from you, just fire them.
But if you're going the sneaky route and you got a bunch of Latins in a building,
Yeah.
probably a bunch of Catholics, you're gonna get a little guilt. You're gonna
Yeah.
throw them in there.
There's a whole other branch of this story that has to do with trying to convince people that they shouldn't report the labor violations, like not getting paid for more than 8 hours in a day
Yeah.
or 40 hours in a week, or that they're taking breaks when they're not taking breaks and they're not able to take breaks.
There's
All that
just
stuff
no
is
way this restaurant's the only one. Maybe that did this fancy Catholic trick.
But all the rest of it has to be pretty common.
Yeah, I bet it's common as fuck.
The smaller the business is, the harder it is to comply with all the labor regulations and just regulations, period. Like, we just got this notification yesterday that we have to have our garbage picked up once a week instead of once every other week. I tell you that we do not fill that thing in a week, the dumpster. And I don't know if there's a smaller dumpster. And we have to pay for them to take away our recycling. That's a racket. That's like you're being cause it says, oh, we're not compliant with this. Well, you didn't ask me. Like, you asked the carrier that's on my dumpster. This is just another way to make money for the monopoly, basically, of garbage haulers in Sacramento.
Yeah, if there was trash,
Atlas, baby.
Yeah,
There's one.
if there was trash
Around here, it's like Atlas.
Yeah,
And Republic is the other
Oh,
one.
it's
okay.
like the commercial.
I've always wanted to do a shirt design based off that Atlas logo because I always thought
It
the
is
colors
cool.
are sick.
Yeah, if our trash was leaking everywhere.
Yeah, if
And
it was an
there's
actual problem.
complaints.
But we're surrounded by fucking homeless people, and
Yeah.
you can't tell me that that's not more of a problem with
there's-
vermin and stuff than
There's trash everywhere.
our trash, which is closed all the time.
Yeah, it's bad.
I don't know.
I know.
Well,
No.
what's just the state's not being ran very efficiently.
You think?
And I know the
And it
guy
hasn't for a long
and
time.
I know the guy for the job,
Who's that?
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Again,
Bring his ass back.
Arnold. What they used to call him a rhino because he was kind of like a fake Republican.
Yeah.
But I feel like he was more in the middle than most people that we've ever had.
Yeah.
Which is was so rare that he even was able to get in office,
Yeah.
being kind of middle lined in
He would
California.
never have won a regular election. He says it in the documentary
Yeah.
too. In the third episode, we're talking about Arnold, the documentary on Netflix right now. Yeah, and he's right. And our system of recall and replacement in California, I think they're working on changing it because it's bullshit.
Do you think
Like-
there's no Trump without no Arnold?
No, because you had Reagan before that. It's basically
Yeah,
the
Reagan was an
same thing.
actor. I don't think it. I think it definitely helped kind of normalize it. like that kind of
Yeah.
like transition.
But there's like a 40-year gap between Reagan and them. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean there was a pretty significant gap between Reagan and Arnold, but that was the reason that Arnold thought that he could do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Reagan's kind of the pioneer of it all.
Reagan from here?
Reagan was
He had a house
California
here.
too, wasn't he?
Yeah,
But he had a
think so.
house here, right?
In Sacramento?
Yeah.
He leased a house here in Sacramento.
Yeah. I think it was out by me.
Someone
No,
told
it's out by me.
Oh.
It's,
Who was out
it's
by
in
me?
the Fab 40s.
I swear there was someone out by me.
Duke Majan was out there.
I don't know. I just remember as a kid driving by, like more like Fair Oaks and Watt.
Arnold was out there.
For sure. Arnold almost went to Waldorf too.
Yeah.
Yeah, he toured my high school for his kids when he was here.
Yeah, Arnold was out there. We just had
Newsom's kids there now.
that sounds like a place where politicians' kids would go.
Well, everyone went there. Like George Clooney's kids.
It's a cool spot.
Yeah, George Clooney's kids go there. Jennifer Aniston did go there. Sandra Bullock.
So George Clooney's
Really?
got kids there now?
Who? At a Waldorf school, not my
Oh
particular
god,
one.
I thought it meant like a Sacramento one.
Ours is the biggest one in northern America.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
It's because it's all that like land, all that property.
And we have a high school, and not all of them
Yeah.
do. But like, it's just like a.
My mom tried to get me to go there. We talked about this.
Yeah.
But my mom tried to get me to go
It's just
there.
a very artiste elevated brain place to go.
It
Like
looked-
Montessori.
It looked like you were going to. It's like a summer camp.
Yeah, it looks like
It
a summer
feels like
camp.
a summer camp
Yeah, it
when
does.
you're in there.
Yeah, very much does.
I think it's kind of similar to getting into universities as an experience like Country Day is, except that Country Day is like a step above that. But Waldorf
school?
Yeah, Waldorf carries a lot of
Yeah, Country Day
lot
is a
of
little more
prestige.
academic,
yeah,
and we're a little more artistic,
yeah.
deep lefts. Hippie, do your own shit.
Yeah. I remember they were talking about like they would go rafting and stuff. They
Yeah.
were trying to when they're trying to do their pitch, like, oh look, there's the rivers right here, and we go rafting.
Yeah, the river's right there.
Yeah, it was
Yeah, where
cool.
you literally go to like our sheep pen and you overlook the San Juan Rapids.
Well,
It's pretty lit. I'm going tomorrow. That's why we got to have the meeting today. We
Oh,
got to
yeah.
go do a little talky talk.
Oh, at the school.
Yeah, my mentor in high school, shout out Dean Stark, is like revamping his basketball camp, and he hit me up. He's like, bro, we got 100 kids this year. I'm like, oh,
oh Lord.
shit. And he's like, yeah, you want to come talk? I was like, I guess so.
Sick.
I don't know what I'm about to say, but
I did that once at Sac State,
yeah.
and it was a little scary.
Yeah,
but it was fun. It was about business.
It was
so.
better when I public spoke a little bit more, and then like when the niche is like narrowed down, it's easier, right? Like I do go to a seminar and everyone knows like, oh, Mike's probably gonna talk about some deadlifts or crazy shit. Like now I'm talking to like 5th graders all the way up to like 17-year-olds trying to go play college basketball. They're like, well, what do you talk to? Like how do
Yeah.
I hit all this?
Yeah.
It's big range.
Yeah, I don't know.
You figure it out.
I don't know.
Summon your inner Arnold.
Make it up. I do need Arnold. He's kind of funny, bro.
Oh, he's hilarious.
He's kind of funny.
Yeah, he's really funny. I was just before we go on. I actually did a speech to a group of interns at the Capitol one time because I did a Caltrans internship, and they said come and talk about interns. I'm like, okay. It was that's I don't think I've ever been more nervous for anything ever.
Really?
Ever. Yeah.
I don't get that nervous, but I do like get guilty or like feel bad. I'm like, I want to kill this, and then I leave, and I'm like, man, I sucked.
Imposter syndrome.
Yeah, a little bit of that, and like I want to make each one like fucking dope. Because I remember going to those camps and seeing some people, and I'll just like not pay attention at all. And I'm like, I don't want to just be like another fucking dumb shit up here talking. I want to have some shit to say.
Yeah.
I want to hit some souls.
Yeah. I guess he's kind of prepare then. Prep.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm not
Too late
good.
now.
Yeah, it's in 12 hours.
12 hours. Yeah.
But Arnold hits the soul. There's your segue.
Yeah.
This was better than I thought it was going to be by a good
The movie?
margin.
Yeah.
It was good.
I really liked the first two.
There wasn't a ton that I
First two parts.
There wasn't a ton like I didn't know. That's
Yeah,
the
there wasn't
one-
a ton I didn't know either, I think.
And I guess the biggest thing that stood out to me, because Arnold I feel like hits us different just because like he's the mecca of what we do.
Yeah.
Not for me, but for our industry, right? Like he's the guy in the industry, and he always has been. And the Arnold Sports Fest, and everyone's taking pics and hoping to meet him. And he did elevate fitness to the newest, biggest level and put it like more in the mainstream. But he's never hit that for me. And we've talked about it on other episodes. Like I'm not a fan of many of his movies. Like
Oh, I love him.
yeah, I like Predator. But
I love Command. I was sick like a week and a half back, and I watched I was on YouTube and then I saw Commando was like available to watch. Like on, you know how the YouTube has like movies now?
Yeah, randomly.
And they had Commando. And it was like 4 a.m. because I went to bed at like 6 and I woke up at like 4 just like wide awake.
Yeah,
I'm
you're
like, I'm
just
going to
stuck.
watch Commando. And I'm like, oh man, this movie's fun.
Like a lot of the movies they named, one, it was a little bit before my time, obviously. But like I didn't know, and maybe Jim, you could speak more firsthand. Like, did they actually have like a fat impact, like they talked about, or were they more just like Transformers and Fast and Furious? To
Dude, people were obsessed with those movies, dude.
Conan
Especially Terminator 2.
Yeah, Conan was huge.
Really?
Oh
It's
yeah,
so
Conan
weird
was
to me.
enormous, and just in terms of its cultural impact. Yeah.
So that's what I mean. Because like
Yeah.
Fast and Furious is too, but
Yeah.
it's not like good.
No,
But
I don't think anybody thinks that Conan's a good
Okay,
movie.
okay. You know what I mean? Because people are still lining up to see Transformers on opening day,
Yeah, I don't understand.
and no
that.
one's like, "Wow, Transformers is fucking." Like, you're not gonna go, you know?
I liked them when I was young, especially like the first ones. I really liked.
Shia.
I'm not gonna go like run to the theater.
Or Fast and Furious, you know? That's how I feel like some of these movies are.
Well, you know, how many people go see a movie and the quality of the movie are not the same thing by a long shot. So,
Yeah.
like, there are people lining up to see Transformers on the first day, although I think it fell off pretty significantly in the second weekend, but nobody's going to see The Flash, and that's actually a good movie.
Yeah, I heard The Flash was solid.
Yeah, Flash bombed
Or
pretty
like,
hard.
yeah, I mean, Marvel's like, I guess in its own ballpark now because of Disney, but so it's maybe not a good comparison. That's what I thought. Yeah,
Well, all that
Transformers-
shit's just failing miserably, dude. Like,
Yeah, right now it
Right now,
is.
the movie industry is just an absolute fucking disaster.
What happened to fucking summer blockbusters?
Dude, there's no money in them anymore.
Yeah, there's no like banger movies.
Look
coming out
at
that I'm
like
excited
Bert.
about.
I don't even like. I fucking can't even stand Bert Kreischer. But he tried to do a movie. Like
Yeah.
he tried to do one of those like styles. The movie made $9 million.
yeah.
Is that all?
It cost 30 to make.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
Yeah, he tried to do a movie about himself. Yeah.
Yeah, about one
the
of his big
machine.
bits.
Yeah.
And it just absolutely just burned and crashed to the ground because like people aren't going to the theater.
And he's clouded out of his brains. Like his podcast has to be top 10 in the world. Like,
Oh, for
people
sure.
Love him.
And all those people probably went, but that was it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
no one else gives a shit.
The machine story is not my favorite.
I don't think
Kreischer
it's funny
story.
at all, but I don't even want to get down the Bert fucking rabbit hole if I think he's the most overrated, not funny person on the planet.
I think he's funny, but I don't think he's a good comedian.
He just laughs so hard at his own shit. I don't even believe it.
Yeah.
I just think I'm just like, dude, I'm fucking
Yeah.
Tom Segura, funny guy.
Tom's pretty funny. Tom's a funny guy and a good comedian.
Yes.
I think that's the difference. Where,
Yes.
like if like Bert's right here, I think we probably have a good time, but I'm
Yes.
not going to go see him stand up.
No.
Where Tom I'd do both.
If you're if 90% of your bit is you doing it without your shirt on to distract everybody
Yeah.
from how stupid your fucking jokes are,
I even think
like,
Rogan's,
you know what I mean? Like that's a fucking bit because you're not that funny.
Yeah, I even think Rogan's like that. Like I've seen him twice now. Seabass was with me the one time. I don't think he's that good of a comedian. I think he's like kind of funny, and I would love to sit down and talk to him, but I don't think he's that good of like a comedian.
Yeah, he's not my. I've seen a lot of his style. I'm not a big fan
You
of
know what
his
I mean?
that style of him, but I love like a lot of other things he
Yeah.
does. But
He was funnier the first time I saw him.
Did live?
Yeah.
Yeah, like he made me laugh. But who else did we see that night? Tim Dillon. Tim Dillon, bro.
Tim Dillon's fucking pure comedy.
Bro, I was dying.
Yeah.
Tim Dillon, even our buddy David Lucas, hella funny on stage. Like, yeah. Tony Hinchcliffe did a lot of crowd work. He didn't even do bits. He was just ripping people in the crowd. Hella funny. And then Rogan obviously was the headliner. I was like, it's all right.
You know, this is since we're talking about people we don't really enjoy. I do not enjoy Theo Vaughn. I used to,
Really?
but I do not
I
anymore.
love Theo
I
Von.
thought
So-
All
you
of his
too.
shit is so fucking stupid. I want to kill myself.
That's why
I
every
love
time see
that.
it.
That's why I
love
laugh,
that.
too.
I'm
And
sorry.
then I have a friend that sends me all these clips. It's like, bro, I can't even look at these anymore. I fucking hate this guy.
I don't know why.
He's so fucking dumb. I don't think he's really dumb,
No, I think
but he's
actually really
fallen
smart.
into this dumb act.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
like, how inbred are you?
Yeah, that's what I like.
Well, his stories are just so made up off the top of his head,
Yeah.
and like you just don't know where it's gonna go. I think that's half the
Yeah.
fun in it.
Yeah, the 10% of truth turning into
Yeah.
who knows
Yeah.
what's about
Yeah,
to
there was
say.
a guy in my neighborhood who had one toe, and we used to call him, Toey.
Yeah.
Shit like
Yeah.
that.
Like, that's cringe. It's not funny. to me.
Yeah. There's
I don't like The Office either, just for the same reason. Cringe.
Okay, well, I can't help you there.
I don't like The Office either. But I do
Oh,
like
wow.
Theo.
Wow.
Cringe.
Hot takes.
I do like Theo.
Jesus Christ.
Theo makes me giggle.
Yeah, comedy's tough, I'm sure.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
hard
for
to-
sure.
Hard to do.
Even movies now, like you said, like if everything's bombing, it's going to be tougher for you to get a gig.
They're just trying to make this. That's why the same 5 people are in every movie, dude. Like
Yeah.
it's the same 5 actors in every big movie.
Yeah.
I was just listening.
Jason Momoa's in every fucking movie. The Rock's in every
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah.
I don't like either of them.
You know
either.
the fucking Flash bombed so hard, it bombed harder than Black Adam.
Which is hard to believe,
but it's like
terrible.
The Rock just sells,
Yeah.
and that's how they're and that's how they're making movies now. They're like, look, we can't afford to take L's. What is going to make the fucking board members the most amount of money possible?
I wonder if
that's
some
how
of that,
all these movies are made now. They're not made about like good stories.
I wonder if some of that's tied to Arnold. I guess that was kind of new to me, where he spoke about it this way, but who knows, right? Because it's his movie, and he's obviously going to elevate what he thinks of himself.
He's absolutely his movie.
But he talked about like how he thought the job was like 50% marketing. He's like, yeah, like 50% I gotta act, and then the other 50% is I gotta sell. I wonder if that is newer, and that's why The Rock succeeds, where other people
Rock's
don't.
always selling.
You know what I mean, though? Like,
Yeah.
I wonder if he kind of got that from Arnold, where it does.
100%.
Obviously,
100%.
as we were younger, like 10, 20 years ago, the markets seemed that way. You would do the Jay Leno, David Letterman tour, right? Howard Stern, and sell your movies. But I wonder if there's a pocket of actors that, just never decided to grind like that.
I don't know. I will say this, that like with most movies, 50% of the budget is production and 50% is marketing.
Yeah, that's gotta
advertising, distribution.
Yeah, it's got to be.
So
who was I talking to? I was just talking to somebody now. Oh, I was talking to Chris, our barber. You know, Chris. We were talking about how people are just so bad at marketing shit. Like, how's Disney like bombing? Like, it can't be the pure content. Like, it's obviously marketing to some extent, and obviously the political world that we're in. But beside the point, I was like, there's some new movie out and it bombed. I was like, well, I never even heard of the movie. Where like back in the day, movies used to be thrown in your face, and I watched Twitch and shit, which is like a lot of kids.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't they advertise on there? Or like, they have so much money at Disney. How do they not pay one of the actors in the movies to live stream or do a YouTube video? Or you know what I mean? Like,
it's because the people in charge making those decisions are not in tune with like what's current. What's popular.
Because no kids turning on fucking Cartoon Network now. That's not a thing.
No.
It used to be so easy. Oh,
Yeah.
every kid watches Nickelodeon. Mark it on Nickelodeon.
Yes.
You sell a kids movie.
Yeah.
And I'm like, maybe it's just maybe it's the marketing change and
They're
it's
just
the
out of
old
touch,
school,
yeah.
new school.
Yeah.
Yeah, how's there not like a Twitter campaign for this new movie? Like, I don't hear about shit.
I don't know. I think a lot of those movies are getting ads on YouTube. I've seen a bunch of them. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't watch
they
a ton
do.
of YouTube.
But those are also targeted too, right? Most of the time, like those ads can be
Yeah.
targeted. Like
Yeah.
if you have like a
Algorithm-wise.
kid that watches YouTube, though, you're going to see more of
Yeah.
those.
Yeah,
Or,
I don't know. I just spent a couple weeks with my grandkids, and they watch a lot of YouTube,
Yeah, so you
like
saw.
game playthrough shit.
for
Right.
sure, and you'll see them on there 100%.
Yeah, I wonder
Yeah, they
why.
are doing that.
Disney.
I think like people like
Just
just
people
like
in general.
big like they're Disney's just failing.
I guess
on all
more.
ends, but-
I guess because obviously, some people are doing fine, but Disney in particular just seems to just be fucking.
Everything has became so politicalized.
Yeah, it's
and
hard.
It's just like you can't really make content anymore and trying to please everybody, and it just turns into this like it's just not organic content. It's not an organic story anymore. It's like, okay, we've got to check all these boxes
Yeah.
and now you have the Oscars. Like, they have that new system coming out now. I don't know if you guys heard about this, where like you have to have like XYZ like inclusive things in your movie for it to even qualify for the Oscars. So you don't even have to. You can't even just make a good movie anymore. You have to have all these like political and social agendas in your story somehow, or it doesn't qualify. So it's like, so it's just over.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that part. The thing I did see is that everything has to have a specific theatrical run to be considered. So like some of
there's
this
that too.
Amazon and
won't
Apple
count.
stuff or whatever, where it's in 3 theaters for 2 days and now it's in Oscar contention. And I think that was I always thought that was bullshit.
Yeah, like
That's-
streaming stuff. It doesn't qualify or something.
yeah, streaming stuff shouldn't qualify if it's only streaming.
Interesting.
If it
But what if it's just a really good movie, like the
Well, really
like the
good-
Irishman or something, or some people could consider that like just a straight no theatrical appearance movie. Didn't that win some Oscars?
probably, I don't know. It was nominated, I think.
Yeah.
But to me, if you're only on TV, that's an Emmy. It's not an Oscar.
Yeah. See, I don't even know the difference. What did Arnold win?
But it is a movie.
What did Arnold win?
I don't know.
Golden Globe
Probably Golden
for
Globe.
new best person or whatever.
Golden Globes is a fucking mess as a awards ceremony.
Those are the three
some guy
mains?
just bought the Golden Globes.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I assumed it's all owned by somebody.
So, like, how many more years do you think do we got movie theaters? Like, realistically,
Oh no, they'll keep going.
10 years?
Yeah. Everything swings back. I'm not worried.
Dude, I think we got 10 years max before they're just gone.
You know what's the opposite of that, though? I don't know where I sit on that line, but what's funny to me is I feel like 10 years ago, home theaters were more of a thing than they are now.
Yeah. I think that's everybody's a sound bar now, not a whole home theater.
Yeah,
now
not even that. I feel like sound bars aren't even as popular.
Really?
Yeah, well, like I feel like back in the day,
Well, they're
like,
making better sound built into TVs.
that too. But 10, 20 years ago, everyone wanted the bigger TV, the cleaner TV, and some kind of audio setup. Let's just say audio setup. I don't really care
surround
about
sound's
the tech.
like dead.
Yeah, but I don't even care. Just
Yeah.
say like nice tech. People wanted the setup,
Yeah.
and now people just like have a TV, or they
Yeah.
watch on their phone or their computer as much. They
Yeah.
almost downgraded.
They did
Yeah.
downgrade. That's for
Like
sure.
a lot of people watch full streaming shit on their shit. I mean, I'm kind of in between. Like my living room TV's nice and kitted with a sound bar, but I watch a lot of my TV when I'm going to bed, and it's like a 15-year-old TV.
Yeah.
It's like the thick, thin TV.
Well, we're just on such a low attention span, kind of like we don't really like we're not like looking at for like fine detail in like a Dune or something, like
Yeah.
most of the time.
to get
Yeah.
shoved in.
Yeah, we want to watch those every once in a while, but you'll probably watch that on your nice setup, right?
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like
yeah.
Dune 2
Even
comes
sports.
out on streaming,
Even
right?
sports, I like to watch on my big setup.
Exactly.
But I feel like it is less popular to have like a dope thing to watch.
I
shit
think
on.
that that's probably true. Yeah.
Which is weird though, because
Yeah.
everything's being watched at home,
yeah. Well,
yeah.
right?
I just rebought the stereo receiver that I bought with my high school graduation money.
Yeah.
That I sidelined because I wanted a home theater setup, and then it became the main stereo at ST for probably 10 years. And I really wanted it again, and I'm going to put it upstairs in my loft and listen to probably records up there or something.
Yeah, my buddy, it was like when we were younger, my buddy was all into like that, 2000 early 2000s, like a dope receiver setup was like
Yeah.
the shit.
I had one in my room.
My buddy was like all into that shit. I never understood it, but he had them all. Like,
It's the
when
same
we were,
with
like,
cars.
10, 12 years old.
I think
Yeah.
that same arrow, everyone was getting nice shit in their cars.
Sound systems.
And then now
shit.
people understand, like, well, companies did it too, but like my stock sound system's pretty good. Like,
No,
I feel
that's
it's less popular.
That's
Yeah.
totally dead.
Yeah.
Like the subs and like
Yeah.
the 15s and
Or
like
getting a DVD player that goes.
like dude, I feel like you just
Who'd
never
be watching a DVD while they're driving?
when you hear someone's like trunk knocking nowadays, you're just like, what?
Yeah.
Time travel.
Yeah.
It's like, whoa, I haven't heard that in like 6 months.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's
Yeah.
a weird thing. Like people like that's all we cared about in high school was
Yeah.
like loud sound systems. Like my truck, I had 212s, fucking like it was thumping.
everyone.
Like it was
There's a
my
store.
my ears are ruined permanently from it.
There's
but
an
like,
install store on every corner on Arden.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Now they only do boats.
Yeah.
Those like install
Yeah,
shops,
yeah.
right? Like
And
Mike's-
motorcycles.
Yeah.
Yeah, motorcycles, like some baggers and shit. But like, yeah, like I feel like the car market for them, like the fact they're still around is like shocking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll dive back into Arnold, but do you think some of the writers' strike has to do with movies being aired?
No, not yet.
Because it hasn't caught up, right?
No, it hasn't caught up yet.
Yeah.
It's
I-
going to take a few months before.
I think
Or like
it's-
years even, because
Potentially years.
the movies
but
that are coming out right now, the writers that wrote that were not on strike. Is
Yeah.
my point. So like, there might be a gap. in,
No,
like,
there's
a year and
definitely
a
gonna
half,
be a gap.
like a year and a half from now.
probably starting in about 6 months.
Yeah.
TV stuff is going to drop off. Like all the network TV shit is going to drop off.
Yeah, that's wild.
It won't even be there in the fall.
Maybe
if,
I should go be a writer, and I'll just
be a
take like
scab.
I'll just take the low change,
So I went
just
to
monopolize it.
I've signed up for writing school twice, and backed out both times.
Really?
Yeah, yeah,
I could see you doing it.
yeah. I write for fun, like on the side, like and I was like, oh fuck, dude, like I kind of want to go to school for this, and it's like $50,000. Wasn't a lot to go to
Yeah.
like LA Film School. It's like online, it's $50,000, like nothing crazy,
Yeah,
And I've like almost done it a couple times.
you should.
Yeah.
And then cast me.
Well, like, dude, like, so know what they're really hiring for? A lot of writing for is video games.
Yeah, I'm sure the
That's
That's like one of the
player
biggest
shit's huge.
biggest markets right now.
That
like,
stuff's improved like crazy.
Yeah, there's just so many of them out there, and
Yeah.
like all the free games. Think about all the free
Yeah.
games. All that shit needs writing.
Yeah.
Every game there is on mobile, everything.
Yeah.
It all needs writing. They can't hire enough people for
Yeah.
that shit.
Yeah.
But that's not necessarily what I would want to do. But maybe who knows? I don't know. I've like almost done it twice. I'm like, what am I waiting for? If I'm like want to do something, I should just do it.
Yeah.
But also like $50,000's like a lot of money.
Not for
Obviously,
school.
you just like get a student loan or whatever.
yeah,
pay it
yeah.
off,
For
whatever,
school, it
but,
could be worse.
you know
Yeah.
exactly kind of how you justify things or like whatever. But yeah.
So actually, let's bring this whole thing back around. Would this have worked as a theatrical documentary? it'd have to be shorter, obviously, because it couldn't be 3 hours long. But
I think you can cut out that last third part episode into like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
The end of the third episode was good.
Yeah.
The political stuff I understood, but I already knew it. You know?
We lived it because we're here.
We
in
lived it because
California.
we're here in
Yeah, we lived a
California.
ton
Yeah,
of
yeah. He, as Mike was saying earlier, he was not a typical Republican, and so the Republicans hated him, and Democrats hated him unless they could use him. And
Normally that just means you fall off. You know, like the Tulsi Gabbards and the whoever that kind of like roll through the middle of the political chain. That normally they just get no attention.
Yeah. Yeah.
But obviously he was a star. Was he as big of a star as the show made him out to be?
Yeah.
I guess that's what's confusing me.
Oh, dude,
Was he the guy though? Because I
Yeah,
feel like
dude.
there's like the Brad Pitts and the Clooneys and the.
He was like the Rock right now.
Yeah.
Really? Because the
For
Rock
sure.
is the guy for sure.
That was
The
Arnold.
Rock's
Dude.
number one.
That was for sure Arnold. In
It's
the
so weird.
90s, dude.
I
Like,
didn't know that.
My dad was a huge Arnold fan.
Yeah, I
and,
guess
like,
maybe
all
because
of
my
his
dad wasn't.
buddies were, and like my dad used to fucking do my hair with the spike kind of T2 cut, like because
Yeah.
my dad was like obsessed with Arnold. I got like, remember they were talking about how he was appointed that thing by Reagan for like the fitness thing. Like I have
Yeah.
one of those like pictures like with the autograph
Oh, yeah.
on it.
That's
at
sick.
CK. Bush.
But
Yeah, yeah.
National
You're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
President's
Health of
Fitness
whatever.
Council.
I'll send a
whatever.
picture to you guys
That's
when I
funny.
get back to the CK.
Yeah,
It's
that's funny.
hilarious that I have that still. But I got like the T2 movie poster in my office at home with everybody's signature on it.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Like,
Yeah, maybe it's
my
because
dad
my
was
dad wasn't.
huge into Arnold.
We watched a lot of Rocky, which is similar era. My dad liked Rocky, but my dad wasn't much of a Sly guy in particular either.
My dad hated Stallone.
really?
I like how Stallone hated Arnold.
Yeah.
That was fucking great.
Well, it was
Yeah.
like you either were in one camp or the other. You're either a Jason Momoa fan or you're like a Rock guy,
Yeah.
right? It's kind of like
I hate them both.
it's not that that's a bad example, but like it's only one
I
close
get
one
it.
I can think of.
Yeah. Or Jason Statham or whoever the fuck.
Yeah.
I feel like I could hang out with Momoa, and I feel like The Rock would be insufferable.
I don't want to hang with either of those.
I
idiots.
couldn't even. Cause everything The Rock would say would just be like fake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You feel like Momoa, you're gonna get like some like real like he's a normal guy. He was in he was like in a random skate video I was watching on YouTube,
That's funny.
and he was just sitting there like talking with the dudes like and just hanging out at the L.A. courthouse,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like where they skate. He was just chilling.
Like you
Just
said,
a random ass skate video on YouTube on Thrasher, like
One
a
with the
small
people.
one.
I don't work out unless they pay me. I love that line. That's not Arnold, obviously.
Yeah.
Arnold's very obsessed with his image.
Yeah.
You know, all the way around.
Someone asked him, who was it? One of the night show hosts or whatever. Is like, well, who's got more muscles, you or Sly, or something like that. Remember that part?
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's like, I got all my medals. I don't have to talk about it.
Yeah, I
Right.
remember that.
Which is like so true. Like Sly was like kind of lean and trend out, but like Arnold's on a whole fucking other.
Yeah, he was also he's like a little guy. Arnold's like
Yeah.
6'1".
Yeah, he's.
Or he was. They
Yeah.
say he's 6'1", but I've seen him very close to him at the Arnold,
And
and
he
I'm
is
6
not
foot,
6'1".
and I'm taller than him.
But I swear he must have been though, because you could see him on stage. Unless Frank Zane's fucking 5'2". You know what I mean?
No.
Like he had to be.
He
A,
looked big. He looked big in those videos, but like you see him in person, you're like, you're not a big guy. I know you get older, you shrink.
yeah. But even pumping iron, like you see him and he's taller than everybody there.
Yeah.
Speaking of Pumping Iron, this is really sort of plays as a sequel to Pumping Iron.
Kinda,
the
yeah.
first half for sure, like
Yeah.
that first, which was arguably the best part, right? Like
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe I really liked the movie stuff, kind of, but like I enjoyed mostly part one.
Yeah,
I
Yeah.
feel like it just felt more light and more like
Yeah,
I don't know. Maybe it was
felt more Arnoldy.
Yeah, I don't
I
know.
was surprised how little he was. There was in the very beginning they started showing him posing and shit, and they said he's 22 years old, and he basically had like his winning physique.
yeah.
Like, that's crazy when you think about it. Steroids or not, 22 and he's fucking built like a fucking Mack truck, like insane.
Do you guys like how he just didn't even beat around the bush with the steroid shit? Loved that.
Well, because he denied it like all the way up till then. I feel like he kind of said like,
Or he just kind of push it to the side.
yeah.
But then it was like, yeah, we did steroids for about 4 months
Yeah.
out of competition.
Yeah.
But then most of the time we were off of them, and then we'd cycle back on for competition. I'm like, thank you.
No, he was a straight shooter with a lot of it. Because then he came out, and obviously he is a little political. He's by no means perfect either. He's got some rock in him as well. But
Yeah.
because he came out with that vegan propaganda movie that we covered here, Game Changers.
He was a part of that?
Oh, that was
Yeah,
him?
I think he
Oh.
fucking produced it. I might be
Oh,
wrong.
interesting.
Right? Because he was on this huge vegan kick. Where then in this movie, he's like, yeah, I never paid attention to my diet. Like, all right, you son of a bitch.
Well, maybe recently. I
No,
don't
but
know.
even then, you know what I mean? Like, even then, like, he's like, yeah, I was just, healthy and extra. I'm like, all right, dude. Like,
Frank Zane is 5'9", by the way.
yeah, see? But next to fucking Arnold, he's way shorter.
Yeah, I get. Maybe I
mean, the
he
internet
is old as shit.
Yeah, you look at my name, I'm gonna say I'm 6'1" because of my fucking basketball roster. So you never know what's on Google, right? But
Let's find out.
yeah, my college I said I was 6.
It is so weird.
High
though.
school maybe 5'11".
It is so weird seeing Arnold like at the Arnold, and you're just like, fuck.
I don't think I've seen him yet, bro. I went 8 years straight.
Well, with us, it was easier because he would always like come to the front of the weightlifting.
Yeah.
He like really liked the Olympic weightlifting, so like we would get this like really kind of private, like not a ton of people are over there.
Yeah, he was getting crowded in the expo.
He would kind of sneak in from the back room and then sit in the front, so then no one saw him coming down the halls. You know, it was a little different.
I didn't know till like semi-recently. I did the Arnold as well. We've all done it for a decade, but I didn't know till halfway that most of the visits he does are paid. It's based on your sponsorship level.
Oh yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, for your
fuck
event,
the game, dude. I'm such a naive little idiot.
Yeah, where he goes.
Yeah, where he takes the picture op as the platinum members and shit, you know, and that's like, oh,
it's part of, you get the Arnold experience. So apparently fucking USAW was shelling out.
Oh, I'm sure. And maybe he did the competitions different, right? Because there's only like 3 big ones: powerlifting, weightlifting, strongman. So maybe he did those just because.
That might be part of it.
But you go to a little booth and he's taking a picture op. I'm like, damn, why didn't he ever come to our
that's
booth?
different. Yeah, like First Form or some
fucking
bullshit or whatever.
I'm like, fuck, bro. Fucking bastard. He didn't want to meet me. I met some of the security guards one time. That was cool.
I walked sort of close to where he was, but never really like.
I got a whiff of his fart one time. It was
vegan.
It was a vegan toot.
I hate
vegans toot.
They do.
They don't fart.
They don't fart.
They toot.
Yeah, you only fart when you eat beef. You don't even fart when you eat chicken.
You toot.
You pescatarians, pussies.
You butt queef.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay.
Yeah, that's a fruit queef coming out. Smells like strawberry jam.
Okay, to get things back on track. I didn't realize that it had been 5 years that he was retired before he came back to do pumping iron.
From
I had
bodybuilding?
no clue about that.
Yeah. I always knew that the world went from Mr. Universe being #1 to the Olympia, but I didn't know that exact story either, so I did learn that.
It was like his Dark Knight moment.
Yeah. Yeah. I also
like
I also didn't know he competed against all those legendary names.
Yeah.
Like I knew all those
Reg
names
Park.
from the golden eras.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oliva and obviously Frank Zane. Yeah, I didn't even know he competed against Frank Zane really. I didn't know his attachment or first friendship with Franco either. I didn't know that was from Germany.
I didn't realize it started so early.
Yeah.
I knew that they were like best friends, and that's in the third part, right?
Oh, I don't know. I thought it was in the first.
It was in the end of the first.
Yeah, because then he moved
Maybe
them
the
over.
third act of the first part.
Well, and
It was like a World War II reunion. They got the dude from Austria and the dude from Italy and flew them into
maybe that
fucking
wasn't the third
Munich
part.
together.
in the third part, he talks about Franco dying and stuff, and how close friends they were, and how he misses him every day, which I totally understand, and that's only part of the whole thing that choked me up because he's right. He said if you've never had a close friend like that in your life, then you've really missed out on something.
In the first one is when he talked about meeting him in Munich and then moving him to LA with him.
Like I always
Convincing Weider that he had a shot and to fly him out also.
Yeah. I mean, that was the sales job started early. Let's just say.
You wonder how much of this all was a political scheme. Like he says he wasn't interested in it till later, but like he's hanging out with the Kennedys, hella young. You know what I mean? Like he's got this America thing. His dad, he talks about the war. I was like, I wonder if it's always kind of in his head that was his.
He's always been obsessed with the American, everything that comes with Americana, right? The political side.
Yeah, the prestige of being a politician, I bet, was always kind of.
It was probably always in the back of his head, especially like a young adult being around like these Kennedy parties where they're all just talking about like their, politics, right?
It does make you wonder how he got into the Kennedy orbit in the first place, because that is not really.
They told the story a little bit, right?
Well, he married the daughter.
Yeah, but
no,
even meeting him,
he met her because of his relationship with the family.
Was it the health and fitness thing? Maybe
you met her at some event. Maybe they said it.
I forgot the exact
I don't remember
event.
what it was.
They did meet them.
Someone said she likes you, and then or something.
Yeah, and he said she got a great ass. Your daughter has a great ass.
Yeah, I was like, yeah.
That was probably the funniest part. And then he starts laughing. He said that wasn't very wise of me. I don't know why I said that.
He's blacked out.
Well, because he's so charismatic. Yeah. Normally he says the right shit at the right time, and he's like, "Yeah, I don't know why I said that. I told her
My
daughter's got a nice ass."
He was kind of, he's ballsy, as he would say.
Right,
ballsy.
It does. That is like the thing where like if you're 6'2" and fucking handsome as shit, you can say a lot of different things, right? right? If he's 5'2" and ugly as fuck, and he said your daughter's got a nice ass, he's getting thrown out of that Kennedy party.
For sure.
There's no chance.
For sure.
Then he's just a creep.
Yeah.
But he has a little smile about him, chiseled jaw.
I always, back to the kind of the pumping iron thing, is like we always knew that was like a movie, right? We always knew it was a story. It wasn't like this like natural. It wasn't like it wasn't a reality show. It wasn't reality TV, or it kind of was.
It was reality TV,
but it was more scripted.
There was some script
than most people realize.
Right. Yeah. What's funny in Pumping Iron though is how charismatic he is, which I think, who knows, right? But I think that's who he is, and that's what this documentary obviously builds up. But then you see him in every movie, and you guys have seen more movies of him than I, and he's the exact opposite. He's kind of clunky.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, he has the one-liners that are kind of funny, but I would never call him, like, Mr. Suave in any of his movies. But in real life, he seems suave.
He's more suave in, like, True Lies. And
that's like the only... That was the one that came in my head first.
Like, in Pumping Iron, you know, when he's fucking with Ferrigno and stuff, I'm like, dude, this dude's got swag. You know?
He
like
doesn't smile a lot.
Nah, but his words flow well. Like, obviously, his vocab is what it is because he's foreign, but, like, he's fucking so smooth with it.
He's not a little bit of that in True Lies for sure.
Yeah, he's not exactly Muhammad Ali.
No, but
he is. He's got some of the same.
Yeah, he's a limited vocab Ali.
Yeah,
he's kind of a limited vocab Ali. Or his interviews, you know, he's fucking smooth with it.
Or that really smooth one where he's got the cigar and he's talking about being ballsy and how he can smoke anywhere he wants.
Yeah,
it's like the best video on the internet of Arnold.
The cigar thing is funny. Did he actually create cigars being cool? What were cigars
for sure?
What were cigars before him then?
I don't know.
They weren't as cool, but like, dude, my dad had all those cigar. My dad was a big cigar smoker, but like he like obsessed with cigars. Like fucking like, my dad at one point I think he got like confiscated like when Cubans were like really illegal, really hard to get. Like there was some getting smuggled over that he was a part of this thing. He lost like fucking like 10 G's worth of fucking Cuban cigars.
I mean, he did make me want to smoke a cigar. I think I've only like puffed one cigar ever. And
I
did it wrong.
It's just not my thing.
He's been on the cover of Cigar Aficionado like 30 times.
It just looks
like he's the guy.
He does make it look cool.
He does. Well, because he's ballsy.
I want to be ballsy.
I can smoke my stogie wherever I want because I'm ballsy.
I want to be more ballsy, I think. This did make me like Arnold. Where before I was pretty neutral.
It's hard not to like him in this thing, but I mean, obviously,
I've been groomed to like him, so like for sure,
groomer.
I've been totally groomed to an Arnold fan. Like my dad, and it was just something that we bonded over. Like I was taken to T2 at way too young of an age. Like I was at T2 theater. I saw T2 in theaters. Yeah. I don't have a recollection of it because I was probably like fucking 3 or 5.
What is that, 92 or some shit?
When I saw T2 in the theater, it was like on a school break or something like that. And there were these 3 kids who had to be like 10, 11 who were in there by themselves watching this movie. And I thought, oh my God, where are the parents?
I have this like vivid like trauma of like when she like is burned on that fence. When like she's like on that fence and that vision.
Yeah.
Like I remember seeing that as a kid. That fucked me up for a little bit.
Yeah, it was horrifying.
Yeah, I mean,
it was absolutely horrifying.
I have some kind of trauma from that.
The only consolation was that it didn't happen.
Yes.
It was just a nightmare.
Yes.
But it was a really terrible fucking nightmare.
It was. The nightmare sequence. Yeah.
Did you watch the movie that just came out? Fubar?
I haven't seen it yet.
Because that's his first like movie in a little bit, right?
Yeah, it is. I watched the first movie they did after he left the governor's seat, and it was fucking awful.
What was it? Which one? Not Last Action Hero.
No, that was before. It's the same guy that did, or the same filmmakers as End of Watch, but it was so bad.
End of Watch was good, right?
End of Watch is an amazing movie. It was.
Is that the racism cop movie kind of?
It's like Mercenaries.
Oh.
I don't remember the name of this movie. I'm going to have to look it up.
I'm thinking about something else.
But it was so awful. It was like, it felt like everything had been done in one take. Like there was no, hey, okay, well, you know, that line reading sucked. Can you give me a better line reading there or anything like that? It was just, everyone was as wooden as Arnold was. Joe Manganiello's in it, and he's typically okay, right? You know? It was awful.
I'm trying to think. Like he's been in those like kind of Terminator. They've done too many Terminators, right? And he's done those recently, still, right?
Yeah. What's the Christmas movie?
Oh, Jingle All the Way.
Yeah.
Top 5 Christmas movie. Most underrated, dude.
I do
love
think
Sinbad.
I do think it's one of the most underrated.
It's so good, dude.
I think it's
love
pretty
Jingle.
good,
I
too.
watch it every year.
I think it's pretty good too. I saw that in
Don't
theaters.
you forget, you're my #1 customer.
I did. Yeah, that was a good movie. Hey, but still, he's like kind of clunky in there too.
Put that cookie down now.
He's clunky in there. I just wish he was like the charismatic dad.
It's not a tumor.
That's also got what's his name in it? That wife shot him in the face when he was sleeping. The guy from SNL.
Phil
Hartman.
Hart.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's in that with. He's so funny in that because he's the creepy neighbor that's like single, divorced, and like hits on all the moms.
Yeah.
And, like he tries to make a move on Arnold's wife, and
Yeah.
he's always over there. Ted, what are you doing on my roof? The movie's so good, dude. I'm not a pervert. I'm just looking for a Turbo Man doll. He's like feeling up on the
Man.
kids in the ball pit.
Turbo Man.
He's trying to get the fucking
Yeah, he's diving in there.
the raffle bouncy ball out of that kid's mouth.
How
He's like grabbing the kid's mouth in the ball pit, and all the moms started hitting them with their purses, calling him a pervert. Oh man,
the Christmas shopping sprees, lines everywhere.
that movie's got a feeling to it.
It does
dude.
feel like Christmas.
What's his name's in it too? The brother from one of the Blues Brothers guys. He plays a Santa. What was the Bruce?
Dan Aykroyd.
Dan Aykroyd's the other one, the one that died. Belushi's brother.
Jim.
He plays
Jim.
Jim. He plays like a Santa, like one of the mall Santas that takes him to the. He takes him to the factory where they make knockoff Turbo Mans. And tries to sell it to him for like 300 bucks.
Fucking find
It
one.
speaks like Spanish. The one he gives him it falls apart.
So the movie I was talking about is Sabotage.
Sabotage. Okay.
I
And
think I've heard of it. I don't think I've seen it.
Fucking amazing cast. So it's Arnold, Sam Worthington, who was hotter than the sun at the time, right? Terrence Howard,
Okay.
Olivia Williams, Joe Manganiello, Josh Holloway, who was Sawyer in Lost.
Mm-hmm.
Just like, I mean, it's a banging cast, and he just totally wasted it. Just
Sawyer and Lost.
fucking awful. Just awful
Just
movie.
shirtless all the time.
Shirtless.
Just
shirtless
not even
Sawyer.
ripped though.
No,
Just shirtless.
just skinny.
Just skinny.
Yeah.
He had no chest.
No, none whatsoever.
Like zero chest.
Yeah.
He
It's
kind of
he
had like
a
the
double
concave
mastectomy.
chest. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, so funny, dude. Hey, Lost though. Shout out to Lost.
Lost was pretty good. I didn't finish it.
Oh,
Well,
man.
neither did they, honestly.
Yeah, I think I was three or four
Yeah.
seasons in.
Plot twist. Major plot twist.
Major
Yeah.
plot twist. I recently watched big hunks of it, and it like the early seasons are actually intriguing.
It
They're
gets
good.
completely out of control. Yeah.
Yeah, it gets wild, right? That's kind of when I stopped.
Well, the end is like I don't even want to be spoiled or
No,
not
I
at
don't
this
care.
point.
It hit
At
me.
the end, like they're in this like they're
It's-
back from the trip, but they're actually like in like purgatory. They're all dead, and they're
they've-
trying to get there. When they come across each other in this purgatory world, is when they realize like basically that they are dead, and then they go to the afterlife.
That seems
Yes.
like a.
It's fucking weird.
That seems
It's
like
the
an
Sixth
easy.
Sense.
That seems like an easy out,
It does. It is.
It-
right?
it
Like they
was.
build all these puzzle pieces, and then instead of like solving it in a cool way,
But they were actually on the island. The
At one
island's
point.
actually real,
but they died.
but
They
they
were slowly
died later on after the island,
Oh,
and they
Really?
don't know.
I
they're-
thought they died I thought they died in the plane crash.
No, they died.
I'm totally misunderstanding.
Yeah, they
then.
died later on in life, and we never see them die.
And they
but
don't
they
ex-
don't know they're dead
and they don't
until they
explain the
come
island.
Yeah,
They don't really explain the island.
the island's just this
Mysterious.
this rare thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, this mysterious thing. It's
I thought that would be the puzzle they would answer.
yeah, they don't. There's really not an answer before
There's-
that. It's just kind of a supernatural place that they were supposed to go. It was basically like this supernatural place they were supposed to go to figure out themselves, and then they did, and then left.
A little bit of destiny.
Yeah,
lined
and
up,
but it doesn't really necessarily have any effect on like their later on.
Yeah.
it's
It's good.
weird. There's a lot of like explanations you can find.
What's the
online.
best Arnold movie? Actual good movie.
Oh, dude, T2.
T2
I think T2.
far and away.
Or I mean, I really enjoy Commando. I think Commando's fun. It's
Predator's not in the conversation.
Like, I like Predator.
He doesn't even talk in it.
But it's a B movie.
It's just too like, yeah, not enough. Like I like the one-liners from Terminator 2.
Yeah, he
right?
barely talks in fucking Predator.
Yeah.
T2, you get more personality. I like the John Connor with the dirt bike. There's a lot of good stuff that happens in
Yeah,
T2.
I wish Edwin Furlong could act, but
Yeah.
I need to watch it then. Still haven't seen it.
T2's real solid.
I don't have to
one-
watch Terminator to see T2 or do?
No, fuck no.
Just hop into T2?
You could literally hop into T2 and it doesn't matter. He's basically another version of. He's a good version of himself from T1. T1 he was bad.
Yeah.
He was trying to kill Sarah Connor the whole time.
And now he just flips the script.
And then, he's just a robot, right? So it's just they all look the same, right? So it's just like another version. It's not the same robot.
Oh, it's a new robot.
It's a different robot. It's just Arnold still, but he's there to kill the Metal Man,
which is a bad guy.
which is a bad guy, to try and save John Connor so he can save the world.
I saw the new one, whatever came out in like 06 or something, whatever that is.
Dark Fate or Genesis?
Genesis, maybe?
Yeah, Genesis was pretty terrible. I liked Dark Fate, except for certain parts were dumb, but for the most part, I kind of like. I always like how somebody's going to solve a story puzzle. That's my, it's like, how do we bring this back? How do we bring it back around? Oh, we need a story that wraps around the original story that leaves essentially the parts that we know of the original story intact, but goes, in a different direction.
Yeah.
And I kind of did that. I don't know. I know what I was going to say.
What about Kindergarten Cop? Where's Kindergarten Cop sit on your list?
I saw that.
In the Pantheon. I don't think I've ever seen Kindergarten Cop.
I've seen all those like when they came out, so young to like not remember. The one where he's fucking pregnant.
I never saw all
saw
that one.
because it was on like TNT when I'm 8.
Apparently that movie was fucking massive in the box office.
It was huge.
I've never seen it. Twins? I've never seen that.
What if
I've
Twins?
seen parts of
What's
Twins,
the
I've
other?
never seen the
Is
whole
Twins
thing.
where he's pregnant? No.
No.
That one's called
you're
Junior
right.
or something?
Junior.
I feel like that needs a
I haven't seen that. I haven't seen Twins, though, either.
2024 remake in our political world.
Maybe
That's what I
so,
need.
yeah.
Right? That's good.
It should be Arnold again.
Or Rock.
Yeah, it should.
That's the one Rock movie I'll wait out to see.
Oh, dude, Rock might redo that.
If Rock comes out, Prego.
What was the?
I'll watch that
what
one.
did that end up being? Because he wasn't actually pregnant.
I don't
It ended
remember.
up being something.
Swear
I
I
have
saw
no
it when I was
idea.
10 and never again.
No idea. I thought he was like, I don't know. I'm confusing it with a movie called Rabbit Test with Billy Crystal from the 70s or whatever. I think that like Joan Rivers directed it or something, where it was a man who was pregnant. That was the last before Arnold. That was the last pregnant man in the film.
2024 remake Hollywood.
What about Total Recall?
Total Recall's got to be up there. It's
I like the story.
It's fucking bizarre.
I was gonna say that it's a funky ass movie. It is very strange.
They remade it with what's his name?
Yeah.
Colin
right?
Farrell.
Colin Farrell.
It's Colin Farrell's in everything.
And that bombed.
Yeah. Because it was probably closer to the original story and not what everybody expected.
Yeah. I would have to stick with T2 though. But for nostalgic, like I love Jingle All the Way though for a good Christmas movie.
Jingle
If you
All the
haven't
Way's
watched
good.
Jingle All the Way, Christmas
do it.
time, like it's a must watch. Like him and Sinbad's back and forth banter is like you forget how good Sinbad was.
Early 90s, he was a
Like
killer.
he was so good. Like he must have done something. Like
Yeah.
he piss off somebody because that motherfucker was in every movie.
Yeah.
Isn't he dead now?
No.
I don't know.
He's
a stand-up comedian.
he did
though,
a
right?
stand-up
Yeah.
not too long ago that actually was like on HBO that got some like play.
Really?
It was like pretty big
He was funny.
or something. Or either it was on Netflix or something. He had like a comeback stand-up like in the last 10 years that people like really liked.
He was on a shit ton of like Disney Channel style movies.
Oh, do you remember First Kid?
Yeah, that one. First Kid. rips.
House Guest?
Yeah, First Kid is good.
First Guest and
That's the
House
kid that's like a
House
billionaire or whatever too, or he's like on a go kart. What's that? Is
No,
he
he's first kid.
President's kid.
Yeah.
But does he have hella money? Is that part of like the whole gig? Like he's doing crazy shit or no?
Well, he's
Am I
just
way
trying.
off?
The kid's trying to live a normal life as the president's
And
kid,
Sinbad's his bodyguard.
and Sinbad's his bodyguard, and he's just trying to help him like kind of deal with this new lifestyle.
Yeah.
Sinbad had a big stroke.
Oh,
Oh, he did.
Yeah.
But he's
oh,
alive.
terrible.
He's alive.
Yeah.
What's going on with Jamie Foxx?
2 years recovering.
So they're not really saying much, but I think he's doing
out.
better. Yeah. Yeah.
But some said he couldn't talk.
Yeah. He couldn't talk and he couldn't see for a little bit or some shit.
I feel like that
Allegedly.
was such huge news, and then it just disappeared.
A lot of people are thinking it was vaccine related.
Yeah, I don't know if he said that or his family said that or his party said that. I don't know what but you know what I mean? Like it was on Twitter every day. Like Jamie Foxx was on his last stand.
Yeah. Then the family came out saying like that's all bullshit. He actually was playing basketball yesterday or some shit.
No way.
Like
Yeah.
I don't, but you don't even know
I
what the
hate
fuck,
it. I
what
hate it.
tweets or what
Yeah.
screenshots are real. You can make a screen. I can make you a screenshot right now of you guys saying anything I want.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
I
it's
hate it.
you can't really go by anything anymore.
I hate it.
It's annoying.
I forgot that Sinbad was on a different world. The Cosby Show spinoff.
I didn't know it was a Cosby Show spinoff. He's good.
I really liked House Guest. House Guest was fun. I think that was Phil Hartman also was in that.
Oh, I think you're right. Yeah.
He like pretends to be a dentist. Something happens where he like ends up like living with this family as a dentist. Derek Von DDS or something was his name. Like,
Okay.
and he like works his way into like staying with these rich people as a house guest, obviously, and like they end up loving him, and then they end up finding out that he's a fraud, and then you know.
He did Sinbad did an episode of Atlanta as himself.
Oh,
last-
like that's a
last
new
year.
show, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that ended. John Glover's show. Yeah. Okay. So Arnold.
He's out of politics, and yeah.
He's 75, and he's not out of politics. He's out of electoral politics.
Yeah.
He isn't trying to
70
run for anything.
75 doesn't mean much anymore.
Guys
Is running.
He's very much into the environmental stuff, which is crazy enough. A note from the movie: the person who got him into the environmental stuff was RFK Jr.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean that was his job forever, right?
Yeah, because the guy who was the head of Cal EPA under Arnold was somebody that was recommended by RFK Jr.
Did you guys see those videos of RFK doing the push-ups at Muscle Beach?
Yeah.
All trend out of his mind.
Yeah, on
Yeah.
his HGH.
Dude, that guy's so trend out.
Yeah,
So funny.
Looks pretty good.
He does look pretty sick. It's just so funny that he
Kind of
was
looks like Arnold.
It's so funny. I get like his attack on Joe Biden, like, look how fit I am.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know, like, whatever, fuck, you know. But it's just so funny. Like, what is going on?
No,
dude?
the world's
What the
wild.
fuck is happening?
No, the entire world.
You got this guy who sounds like a fucking Star Wars character, fucking voice, fucking doing shirtless push-ups,
Well,
like
and he's
yelling
a-
at the president for not being fit.
Yeah, and he's against needles unless they got Tren in them.
Clearly,
Yeah.
unless he's taking orals.
Yeah, that's true. That's
Yeah.
actually true.
then his liver is going to go then.
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
No,
fair.
that's actually a very good response. Yeah, he's probably an oral guy. Yeah, he's more of an Anavar.
Jesus, man.
Yeah, oral HGH. It's just the world literally. This does make me feel like I'm just in a fucking movie.
It's like Idiocracy. It's
Yeah.
like, dude,
Yeah.
you have fucking what's his name, the wrestler is the president, and it's just
Yeah.
all this like
Yeah,
monster
Terry
truck
Crews.
debates.
I tell you, I just rewatched that because
Yeah.
mom's like, she had never seen it, and mom was like, yeah, everyone says our world's kind of like Idiocracy now, but I haven't really seen Idiocracy. I said, well, here we go, Mom.
I think they like have been advertising it like on Netflix or Hulu. or
Yeah,
something
because we
recently.
are living it.
I feel like that they're broadcasting it to my eyelids pretty much
Yeah.
every time I close my eyes.
That's
I
fair.
see Idiocracy.
Yeah, we're
Fair.
fucking living it, man. We're fucking
fair.
living it.
Man. All right. Let's rate this motherfucker.
Yeah.
I think that okay, so the one story that was kind of to me sort of a smoking gun in the whole thing was like the first two episodes he's very much into Maria and how their whole, love story, whatever.
I would have been into Maria as well at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Going on.
Yeah.
did.
It's also hard to ignore just like that presence that comes with those people.
Mike Kennedy sounds good, doesn't it?
Yeah. it
Yeah,
does.
yeah, it does. As a matter of
It
fact,
does.
there have been plenty of people over the years who self-styled themselves as like Kennedy hangers-on. They all look the same.
Yeah.
As,
They do.
Um,
I don't think I have that look.
no, you don't.
No.
You're a little too. Your hair's a little too dark.
Yeah, we got the Catholic
For
thing.
Kennedy.
I guess sneak in.
Yeah. Irish though.
Yeah.
So
I got like a 1/16th somewhere.
yeah, Irish.
Yeah.
Yes, probably. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
all I got to. I got 10%, something like that. Yeah. So that was kind of the smoking gun of the whole thing, is whether he was going to address the fact that they got divorced and all that stuff. And
Yeah,
that's
he did-
in the third episode.
It's weird he didn't talk about his house cleaners much.
Well, at the end.
Yeah, but
At the end.
it seemed like
And-
they played a large part. You know what's weird too? Now that I'm an Arnold fan, now I get to bash him. It's like forever he was promoting his two sons. I think they're Maria's kids, and one was trying to be an actor and whatever. That I saw one. I got coffee behind him at the Arnold.
Patrick.
I believe so.
Yeah.
The taller one, kind of
He's the
skinny.
He's the skinnier one, yeah.
He was grabbing coffee in front of me, and then all of a sudden on Arnold's socials, it's the house cleaner's kid.
Joseph.
Yeah, the one that looks just like him.
Except
Yeah.
And
tan.
it's ripped.
Tan.
Yeah.
It's
the
him, but
same
tan.
exact body type too. It's
Yeah.
insane how similar his body is.
No, in his face too. But he's literally, and he didn't like he hid him for like 18 years, and then now he's on his Instagram every day.
Yeah.
That's kind of weird. And the other ones I haven't
well,
seen him on
because
his
it's motive.
Instagram.
It's got a motive. Yeah.
I know, but it's just
It's wrong.
it's
wrong.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You've been groomed and you still see clearly, buddy. I'm proud of you.
I was groomed to be a fan. I
But you still
see
see
his
clearly.
flaws.
You
I
do.
still see his
That's
flaws.
Good. That's good.
It's always so funny how it's like, man, like these politics is just so gross on every fucking aspect, every level, right? But it's like, as soon as somebody's trying to come up, it's like the instant response is, okay, let's go find all the people that we can get to say that he basically harmed them in some way, whether it's financially, sexually. It's like, that's the automatic, like, okay, this guy's running for office. Okay, let's go dig up all of his fucking skeletons that may or may not be completely accurate or whatever, but we don't care. Run the story.
Yeah, it's the whole world.
We don't need facts. Just run the story.
Yeah,
I'm not saying he didn't do those things. I'm just saying, like, but like,
that's the default for every single person ever.
Yeah, if there was a bunch of evidence about these things, like, why aren't these people in jail?
Yeah.
I think that, well, I think a lot of
there's a lot of that. You know what I'm saying.
A lot of it is the power differential between him and any woman that he might have done something to. I don't think that I would believe that he really, really crossed the line, but at the time,
I'd not be grabbing boobies.
Yeah, it would be like, it would be crossing the line looking back. But at the time, it was probably very common, and it doesn't mean that it was right.
Right,
it
the
just
line
means it was
for sure. No one's saying you're saying that. I 100% agree. It's like, oh, it was the kind of like male role is different, like, you know, and just like life and in the world scope in general. It's like, oh, you know, guys kind of slap ass. It's just like, that's weird how it was.
He told his crush mom that she's got a great ass on first.
Everything's kind of like,
it's a different time, probably
free spirited.
Yeah, it's
kind
probably
of
a
weird.
different
Not
time.
free spirited is the wrong word, but it's kind of like it was a kind of like looser, sexually explicitly loose.
Right. And if you are the guy, like Jim said, there's always a power with that, right? He's tall, he's handsome, he's rich.
Yeah, and a lot of women love that.
No one's
want that and attention, but some don't.
Right. Bodybuilding, business-wise, acting, no one's ever told this fucker no. James Cameron's not telling him no.
Right.
So, of course, he's going to, do what he wants to do.
Yeah, fuck James Cameron, though.
Get him.
Just kidding.
I was going to say, did you, just as an aside, did you watch his video about the Titan submersible thing?
I think so. Did
It's
you
on
send
YouTube.
that?
I think I did, yeah. It's on YouTube.
I think I watched that. Yeah. He was talking about it.
He's like, yeah, like, I kind of knew. Like, I pretty much knew. Pretty much everybody knew.
He said that guy was a kind of a weirdo.
Yeah, I said the guy was a weirdo. But the the thing about the transponder beacon, whatever they called it, being self-contained in separate from the systems of the sub, and it stopped working. That meant that it was destroyed when the whole thing was destroyed. That was the Sunday that it all happened. And,
well, you guys saw that stuff about like the U.S. Coast Guard knew it happened right away and knew exactly what happened.
Yeah.
But it was because it was such like a secretive like boat or whatever it was, like a highly classified ship. There was no them like telling the media or whatever right away.
oh, you mean the Coast Guard?
Yeah.
Thing was classified. Yeah, because just.
But they knew exactly that what happened and where it happened, and like it's like within an hour. They
this
knew,
Home
like,
Depot bucket blowing up. That was
because they know where everything's at all times, right? Like those people.
Yeah.
Or this ship, I mean.
I think that
they knew it was an implosion. They knew it was, and they knew it within the hour.
I think they knew that it was likely. I read a whole article about underwater, hydroacoustics or whatever, and they said, the ocean makes a shit ton of noises, and it's easy for one thing to sound like another thing and draw a conclusion. But this was obviously
something.
In retrospect what happened, and the hydrophones recorded it. But there was no way to be 100% sure at the time.
For sure, okay.
And when their people's bodies are involved, you think about,
families, repercussions of.
But it's also not forget like what a great story to talk about, right? For like
Yeah.
media and getting people to tune in.
Well, didn't they
had
name
fucking dude, they had fucking countdowns on the screen of how much oxygen they have
so
left.
morbid.
Did they name the
They
submarine
fucking did that.
Titanic?
Titan.
Yeah. See, I wouldn't have done that. That's mistake number one.
Right? Well,
Yeah,
wrapping
put that juju on it.
Right? Yeah. That's just not what you do.
wrapping in carbon fiber also a bad idea.
I'm not an engineer. I don't go that far, but I am okay with branding, and that's not where I'm going.
It was just a media, like, they're licking their chops at shit like that, dude. Just like Balloon Boy, you know what I mean? It's like, oh, here's this obscure tragedy we can exploit for ratings. Like, okay, what kind of bullshit information can we just start talking about for the next 8 hours straight?
Getting clicks.
Yeah, no, that totally makes sense.
Click game. It's a click game.
Okay, back to this. This is gonna sound really sexist, so I'm gonna say it anyway, though.
Let it rip. Let's pretend we're in the 70s.
Hey, be ballsy.
Yeah, let's pretend we got stogies and we're in the 70s.
We're ballsy.
See, I'm all about ballsy and being a disruptor, whatever. If there's a positive outcome.
Yeah, if you're
and I don't think that this is necessarily going to be the case, and I'm going to say it anyway, though.
Yeah.
I usually come up with a rating system for these things,
Yeah.
and this time the rating system I'm going to come up with is horny housekeepers.
I like that. I like that.
Okay.
No, not sexist.
Well, because he didn't rape her,
No,
right? I mean, it was
no.
consensual, right?
Yeah.
No, it was more of like a fantasy thing.
God
Yeah.
bless them both.
Yeah.
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 And
Bless
little
them both.
Joseph.
Hey, little Joseph came out all right.
He
Big
looking great.
Joseph.
Big Jack.
Big J.
Handsome Joseph. Big J Kennedy.
Jay. A little Kennedy blood in him.
Yeah, he's got.
no, actually,
Nah,
he
he's a
doesn't.
Kennedy-in-law. He'll run for something.
Or is he going to compete in bodybuilding or?
I don't know. I don't think he's a sauced up. He actually
Maybe he'll get in the acting like the other.
the
brother.
last pics I saw, it looked like he could have been Natty. He
Yeah.
kind of looked like a Natty Arnold.
Yeah.
You know, like he looked good, but he didn't
like
look
an
insane.
off cycle, like when we
Yeah,
saw Arnold in
yeah.
those videos, like behind the scenes, like you can clearly tell he was off because he was like 15, 20 pounds less.
Yeah, just not as lean.
Yeah.
Yeah, just not as lean.
Yeah,
Even
for
the
sure.
first time he lost to Frank, he looked like, honestly, possibly Natty.
Yeah.
Because that's what he said. He's like, I had to move to California to see how they got so in shape.
Yeah.
Like, oh, in shape? Yeah, pharmaceuticals, bruh. Like, you're pretty in shape.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm going to 3 horny housekeepers.
3 horny
2.8, 2.5. But a threesome of horny housekeepers sounds better. But my real rating's probably like a 2.8.
Horny housekeepers, I'll go. I'll go 3.8.
3.8.
Oh,
I like the first 2
You're
parts.
groomed, dude. We got
I
your
like
ass.
I like the first 2 parts a lot. I couldn't really care less about the last part.
Yeah.
But I really enjoyed the movie stuff because I like the movies and I liked a little bit of extra behind the scene of the bodybuilding stuff I didn't know about.
Last piece, I did like his stuff at his house because he is so charismatic. He's
Yeah.
hanging out with his fucking donkeys and his shepherds.
There's
You know,
mini,
like
mini
that
horses
was-
and shit.
yeah, I love that.
That was his Instagram through the entire pandemic.
Bless his soul. I wish I was living that life.
That was the whole. I mean,
Riding his little electric bike. One of my friends, I'm not gonna disclose things, lived pretty close to Arnold. Actually, very close to Arnold. And said he would see him on that electric bike every day, driving
bet.
to gym to Gold's.
It's so funny.
Yeah,
I totally believe that.
yeah, it was fucking sick.
I totally.
Yeah, I
believe
love that.
And
I
why
love the
wouldn't he? Right?
donkeys.
Why wouldn't he?
Yeah, well, yeah, of course. And it's you're going down the hill, and then you either get a ride back up, or you got an electric bike, so you just go back up.
Yeah, for sure. I enjoyed the first 2 and the last probably 15 or 20 minutes of the third one.
You could rate just the first 2 if you wanted, and then rate the third.
Well, okay, so
I almost did
I'd say 3.5 for the first 2, and I think that the third one kind of knocks it down a good half, so probably 3.
Yeah, it's
That's
a part and part of the
on a
this
scale
story.
of 5.
Yeah.
Horny housekeeper.
Part of it, I think, the issue with all 3 of us, where we're not going 4 or 5, is that so much of his stories we already know.
Yeah,
Like, if
we're
there's
talking
a-
about this project.
Yeah, but if there was a big old piece of this that we didn't know, it'd probably make the whole thing more exciting.
Yeah,
like you
for
just
sure.
kind of knew the order, and you knew the little stories. You know, like the little stories were too small. Like the saying Mariah Shriver has a nice ass. Like,
Yeah.
that's a 1-second story, right? Like if that whole thing is bigger behind the scenes that we don't know, maybe it elevates the documentary together for me.
Yeah, and he clearly controlled the narrative, just like the last
Yeah.
one we watched,
Yeah.
where Conor McGregor controlled
Who's
the
going
narrative.
through a rough patch since
Yeah,
he
we haven't touched in on that one.
Yeah,
So we come
should
out-
we wrap up with that?
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
coming out saying McGregor's a great guy. I
Fuck,
thought,
man.
I thought
We
he was
should
about to
have-
run for politics
we need
after
to-
watching that last episode.
Yeah.
Someone, I don't know who, I don't think it was you, Jim, but someone's like, oh, well, he didn't know how hard he's punching that mascot.
I did not say that.
I don't
For
know.
sure.
I think you're just, I'm like, yeah, but you're like a professional fighter. You know what you're doing. I don't care how much padding's there. You can fake it.
Well, furthermore, how hard do you think you need to hit somebody who's
That's what I'm
not
saying.
that you're not fighting?
Yeah, but you know your power. That's your job. Your one specialty is knowing what you do.
Rough day for that boy.
It should be like a changeup in baseball. You should
Yeah.
it should look hard coming in, and then it should
even-
be soft to touch.
Even that,
right?
he's not winning any awards. Give him a
No.
baby one. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You could have hit him on the shoulder with a hey, pal, and it would have been.
He looks fat and strung out.
Oh, he looks totally strung out. And then you got the whole rape allegation
Yeah.
that
Right.
same night. And I'm like, okay. I saw the video of him talking to that girl, and I'm like, and then they show the other video.
I didn't see the video.
I
You
didn't see
dove
that.
in.
Okay. Here's the other video. Is him grabbing her,
Oh no.
going to the bathroom with her, all on video,
Oh no.
with his security like making way.
Yeah.
And door closes to the bathroom. Security fucking covers the door.
Yeah, not good.
Not good for old boy.
Yeah, not good at all. The
Then
bathroom also, like,
He grabs her, drags. He comes like from like left pocket in this like back room. Comes from like the right area. Comes barreling in, grabs her by the arm, fucking just basically just kind of drags her,
Yeah.
just like drives her to the bathroom.
not a good look.
And then there's text exchange with her and one of the security guards, like, "Hey, dude, what was up with that? I didn't know this dude like wanted to go in the bathroom with me and like trying to have sex with me." And
Yeah.
the security guard responds with, "I mean, what'd you think was gonna happen? LOL or whatever."
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, this dude's fucked.
Yeah,
like this
it's
girl's
not
got receipts.
Yeah.
There's fucking video of him taking her ass to that bathroom.
yeah, it's not looking
Like
good.
I think this dude's fucked.
Yeah. Maybe needs a fucking little wake up call, man.
Well, he's clearly just fucking
Yeah, out
on all the cocaine.
And
he's got
power
the
trips.
classic coke bloat face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like drinking like an animal. Even on the Tough, I'm watching the Tough
Yeah, I've
season.
heard.
And he's just fucking getting hammered the whole time. Just like he's got this beer now that's like a fucking knockoff Guinness. You know, he's pouring those up. He's fucking just taking back fucking
Yeah.
proper 12. It's just like this dude's just on like a weird. There's no fucking chance he's fighting Michael Chandler. Like that's
What's he?
never
Is he-
gonna
He's
happen.
like our age?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But he looks like he's fucking 45.
Yeah, not good.
Not good at all.
Not good.
That
dude.
documentary
He's
is
in
not
big
coming
trouble.
out.
Yeah, there's no part B to this one.
Yeah, there should
No.
be. That's the third episode I want to see.
His
Was it-
fucking downfall, his spiral.
Well, just the truth.
yeah.
I just want a little truth.
Well, it just shows you, man, like what, $100 million he does to people sometimes, man.
Yeah.
You just can't fucking handle it.
For sure.
Especially an extreme personality like that.
Yeah. He's already off the rails.
I'm listening to this podcast right now called Death on the Lot, and it's Adam McKay, the guy who directed The Big Short.
Mm-hmm.
It is this cluster of actors that died in the 50s, and not necessarily under strange circumstances, but it talks about like all the forces that aligned in their lives to make them this way. Like one of them was George Reeves, the guy who's original Superman on TV.
Yeah.
And like he had no idea. He thought he was told no one would ever see it or whatever, and he just became a prisoner of it. But he had a like his, I think he was agent. I think he was fucking his agent's wife, and everybody knew, and his agent knew, and his agent had a girlfriend, and so they would double date, and he would appear to be with the agent's girlfriend, but he was really there for the agent's wife.
Oh, interesting.
Like, anyway, I'm just
Old school Hollywood.
old school Hollywood, though, where all sort of shit happened, and it wasn't, and like people knew, but like the public didn't know.
Yeah, a whole lot easier to hide that shit those days. I mean, wouldn't even want to know the shit that went on, like before all, like in like
Yeah.
the old Hollywood style, like
No.
weird
Yeah.
shit like that. Like, dude, oh my god.
The first season of this show is called Death at the Wing, and it's about basically it's about the ABA. And how the NBA ended up just absorbing the ABA and just like all the competitive stuff. And like,
Yeah.
I only saw first listen to the first episode because everything else is behind a paywall, and I don't know how interested I am.
Yeah,
but
not worth.
probably not worth it. But this one, this other one about all the actors, it's like just crazy shit on mobsters and
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, there's money.
yeah, for sure. All right.
Well, unions too, right? Like,
Oh yeah, it's unions, mobsters, whatever. And it talks about how unions
Legal mobsters.
Well,
yeah.
the mob just ran the unions.
Yeah.
Well, that's not how it started out, but that's how it ended up.
Yeah.
And that really degraded the reputation of unions in America
Yeah.
when organized crime was so deeply.
Hey,
involved in it.
built New York City.
True.
That's true. That's true. All right, Dean. How can people?
Yeah,
find you?
you can find me, at deansaddoris.ck, and if you're into any kind of coffee, weightlifting, just gym lifestyle, at Caffeine and Kilos.
Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for listening. New shows every Wednesday and Friday. I'm Solid Mike, where you want to find me. 3sb.co. New launch coming July 10th, so stay tuned to that. If you want to get involved, goodcompany.discord.com for early access and some discounts. And like-minded community, I'm Solid Mike, where you want to find me.
I am at the Jim McDonald on all the social media. The show is 50% facts, 4% is a word, and 50 is just numbers. 50% facts is a Spreaker Prime podcast in association with an iHeartMedia on the Obscure Celebrity Network. And we'll talk to you next time.